Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I'm in Scotland, and the night before I went for a whiskey tasting. And I don't really drink that much, you see, so I hardly drink at all. So that's sort of like my yearly quota of alcohol. So there was no chance of making a video yesterday. And if there was, it wouldn't have. It just wouldn't have been a good video. Let's face it. Right, so let's get stuck in today then, as Bitcoin's coming down at the moment, isn't it? And as is pretty much all the markets are coming down a tiny bit, but crypto coming down more, as Bitcoin put in a brand new all-time high and then basically rejected from there. So it's not the end of the world. I've definitely seen worse. The weekly is still above all moving averages, and I'm not massively concerned about that. We've got sort of bearish divergence, obviously. This one won't count as bearish divergence, not yet, although you could class it as bearish divergence, because at the moment we've not closed above this trend line, this $120,000. We were rejected from a new all-time high. That's fine, but as far as the candle's concerned, closing red is not going to be a higher high, not on candle bodies, and so with that, you're not going to get bearish divergence registered, not properly at least anyway. But a rejection is a rejection, and there's nothing else we can say about that. Now, you got the bearish divergence on the RSI on the daily over here, which is fine. Like I say, it's fine. And at the moment, we're sitting around the 20 moving average, rejecting from the 10 exponential. So we've got resistance at the 10, where we came down to a couple of days ago. So we rejected all the way down to the 21 and the 10. Yesterday the 10, and today it might be the 10 again. And the 10 gives you a price of 118,340 something. The prices are so high. It's just ridiculous numbers now. And the support is 116. Well, it's 117,000 really on the daily. So at the moment, the daily is saying to us there's 65% chance of remaining above $117,000. 65% is not the worst stats ever. If someone says you've got a 65% chance of winning the lottery, I would definitely play. Do you know what I mean? If 65% of surviving some kind of illness, I'd feel a little nervous. So it depends on exactly how you feel about the 65%, but that is the truth of the matter. 65% more likely to remain above this portion of the band. And that's it. It does have a down slope on it though, which is unfortunate. It's because we've spent so long consolidating around here, but it's still appropriate. If we do lose it, the next one on the list, 115, then the horizontal down here around 112. So plenty of supports below us. I look on X, and I hear a lot of people talking about the top being in and the end of the cycle, and I think it's all very. I mean, you know me. I think that there is a good chance that the cycle will end next month. So within a couple of weeks potentially. So why not? I suppose when you think about it like that, you don't actually have to wait for the month to turn to September. We've got a rough guess estimate time frame of when the cycle would end, and I've always said September, but I've been saying that for about 2 years. So as we get closer and closer and closer to it, a couple of weeks away from September, why not end a little early? I get it completely, and it sort of you could overlay my overall analysis going back a couple of years saying it's going to be September 2025 to perhaps saying, well, actually, it was 2 weeks before September in 2025, and still be a genius in hindsight going, well, how did you know that? I said, well, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm not really seeing it as a top yet. And you can only really say it's a top, when you're halfway down, to be honest with you. You've got to make a lower high and a lower low, really, for you to confirm that there is an actual top in. There's a fine rejection, though, I have to say. But we were expecting a pullback anyway, weren't we? If you go back a couple of days of my videos, you'll hear me say a reaction around this area. If you're going to pull back, you'll pull back into the golden crosses on the 4-hourly. It's a good place for it to go to. That's basically where it went to instantly. Even on the live stream that we were doing on Wednesday when things were running high, I said, let's just be aware of this area. Wherever we reject from is likely to come down to it. And this is before the rejection. I was saying that on the Wednesday for the Patreon members, which you might as well join. If you're watching this video, go join the Patreon. We'll be doing another stream tomorrow We'll look at whatever it is that we need to look at. You know, you can make money in a bull and a bear market, can't you? So it's always nice to be on top of these charts. But yeah, we were rejected anyway, and we came down to basically where I said we would. We had a bit of an anemic, measly bounce from there, and now we're coming quite close to the 200 exponential moving average. These are all golden crosses. There's a golden cross for here. Brand new golden cross on simples. Exponentials golden crossed a little while ago. So we might be coming down to this area. And again, we've mapped out all the supports on the way down which keep us in a bullish formation. And at the moment, we're still bullish on the weekly, daily, and even on the 4-hourly in some respects. Let's only look at the old momentum. So we've got one drive hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly. It's okay. It's not usually enough to get excited about, but it does exist and it's there, so that's fine. Got bullish divergence on the 1-hourly as well, although price action is effectively flat. You are death crossing on the 1-hourly as well, giving you resistances around 118,700. And the Bollinger Bands are pinching very tightly here on the 1-hourly, so we are looking for a move probably today, one way or another. Based on what I'm looking at now, on the 1-hourly alone, I think, again, I wouldn't normally do this because a lot of people won't watch this video until the move is made, but I'll be looking for a move up here into the death cross, into the death cross, and then probably a move down where at that stage you start to look at the other time frames, like the 4-hourly, for instance, where you might get picked up. Jesus Christ, might get picked up around here. If you don't, you'll be looking at the daily, where you might be looking to get picked up at a lower area again, around the 50 exponential, around 115. So that is probably the best way I would look at the chart right now. Again, you know, I look at these charts to see if there's a trade to be made, and if there were to be a trade to be made, that's the trade that I'd be looking for. It'd be like a long into the 200 the death cross on the 1-hourly, a short from the 1-hourly death cross down to effectively a 50 exponential on the daily, which is a golden cross, and then blah blah blah. So long story short, I think it's going to go up, then down, then up. Ridiculous, isn't it? Really, it's supposed to just go up forever. Well, if you were to check Twitter at the moment, everybody thinks it's just going to go down forever. So the truth of the matter is, it's going to go up, down, then up again. That's what it looks like, anyway. As far as altcoins concerned, generally speaking, I don't think it's over there. Remember, we always talk about alt seasons being volatile, big ups, big downs. They move up a lot, then they move down a lot. Yeah, this is normal. As far as the dominance chart is concerned, we've got a double death cross on the daily over here, which is an amazing thing, really. This is exactly what you want to see for continuation for altcoins, alt season. We're below all moving averages mostly, apart from the giant 200 simple and exponential, which are even further down below us. We've got a horizontal down here, but resistance 1, 2, and 3, and we're looking for each one of these to be tagged, bounce from, but continue down, really. I don't have a problem with the way that the dominance chart looks, and if the dominance chart looks like this, it's good for altcoins. And, you know, usually at the end of a cycle, and again, usually, don't have too many to go by, but especially the last one and the one before that, Bitcoin can go down. Right? Bitcoin does and has consolidated while altcoins go up. Bitcoin is basically an indicator for the dip to be bought on altcoins, especially if the dominance chart has broken its uptrend, which this one has. It's not, you know, set in stone. It's not gospel. You know, anything could happen. We all know that. But as far as I can tell, everything's still bullish, and this dip may go down to 112,000. But based on the dominance chart, you know, so long as we're continuing to make lower highs and lower lows, and this trend, the downtrend, is strengthening, altcoins are going to go up. So there's a lot of fear in the market, very quickly, a lot of fear in the market. You know, literally overnight it went from extreme bull to extreme bear, like a huge pendulum swing of sentiment, which is kind of crazy because I don't get that at all. I expected I'd pull back anyway to the area that we pulled back to, and if we do go down a little lower, no big deal. And then I think we're going to go back up again. I don't see why everyone is super bullish one day and super bearish the next day, whereas me, I suppose like 1 or 2 days ahead, really. So it's suppose that's probably why I'm not so shocked. But it does amaze me the emotions in the market. And it amazed me in the last time we had a big pullback, wasn't it? When I said I think we're going to get a big crypto dump, and everyone was having a go at me. Oh, you're wrong. What are you talking about? No, it's up only. And then it sort of dumped 20%, and then another 10% after that. It's all crazy. Usually these sort of emotions come out of people who are new to the market. So that means that retail is in, or they're starting to get in. And I mean like new retail. And it's unfortunate, but the majority of new retail, that's what the institutions want. They're going to get their money. That's how they go about doing it. They need to attract them into the market. And at the moment, I don't feel like the market's been particularly attractive to them, but they are starting to come in, and it's their money that gets handed over to the big players usually. It's just normal. This is just. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not being disrespectful. It's just this is the poker game of the markets that they play. And I don't think we've seen that euphoria yet, and not enough to allow for the retailers, Captain Newsmaster, and friends and family to basically pile in too much money into the market and lose it. I don't think it's ready for that yet. I think a little bit more hype and euphoria needs to kick in for the retailers to really lose. Just make sure that it's not you. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that is it. I will leave it with you there. It's not the end of the world. In fact, I think it's absolutely normal and exactly as expected. So maybe I'll see you on the Patreon if you join. There's links in the description below. Other than that, hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.